Welcome to another episode on Oak and Rock Fatherhood. Today we're talking video games. I'm your host, Zachary Small, joined by Anthony Migliorino. And as we dive into the topic on to the use of video games and just making them a part of your day-to-day, it has been almost demonized. Video games are the devil. Video games are horrible. Video games is what leads to a life of sitting there and elevating a character and not elevating yourself. But I don't think that's the entire story. I think there's more to it. I think people allow this to take more than it should. In many ways, we do the same thing with cell phone use, social media use, but video games are put into a separate category because of the stigma, I think, of the past, of like the nerds who will sit there and play, hours and hours and hours of video games. And while we do see that in our modern culture, I'm wondering if we can take a different approach to it and find a way to make video games a part of the day-to-day, especially if kids enjoy it, without it becoming the all-consuming
obsessive
hobby. Yeah. So, obviously, let's start with us.
Yeah, well, I think that dude, Super Mario, he's evil.
The devil.
Bad guy.
Gateway drug.
Can't trust him. Italian guy.
He's got a nice mustache.
It's definitely something that is not new. That's what drives me crazy. Right? Video games have been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. I know they're a lot more intense. The graphics, even the explicit nature, right? Things that happen in the game are getting a little... maybe age.
It's hyper realistic. It is. Yeah. It is very hyper realistic. The gore, the sexuality.
Absolutely. But I would say that with anything, right? Anything that your child becomes obsessive about or addictive, it's not really that thing, right? It's how their brain is working. It's what we've conditioned our kids to become attached to. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's a simple fix, right? It's be present with your kids, give them more attention, and they're not going to seek it from outside or external things.
Why do you think that we put, let's say, video games into a separate category than chess? If all your kid wanted to do was sit and play chess all day, I would equally have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, nothing should take all of your day. Nothing should own all of your mind. There's many aspects to us. And so nobody talks about that, though. It's because kids aren't playing chess all day. Because they're not playing board games all day, and so it's just the nature of...
Well, they probably used to, though.
Well, I was thinking like Atari.
Yeah.
How many people spend money and time at the arcade?
Yeah.
Is that different?
No.
Because it's a social thing? These kids are playing online with 30 of their friends.
Yeah. No, definitely. I would say probably before my time, because we had Nintendo, mm-hmm. we had Atari. But think about before that, right? Kids, they probably obsessed over checkers and like backgammon, Connect Four. They were probably like, these are really cool things. Who invented this? And I don't know. I can't think back that far.
No, but I think the bigger issue is not the video games. It's the lack of the other things.
Yeah.
They're playing the video games instead of socializing. They're playing the video games instead of going out, like the arcade example.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. Yeah, we didn't do that. But I don't remember going to an arcade with my quarters. But honestly, when I think about it, people would go there with their friends.
Yeah.
So you'd be sitting there playing, Street Fighter or whatever. And this is all based off of movies I've seen and stuff I've read and just stories from people.
Oh, that was my life. Yeah.
So, but you'd see your friends there. And so there was the socialization. Just in the way that we're right now in person, a lot of people, their friendships are online. Inside the FOE, we have men who are across the globe connecting.
Yeah.
We're not together. We're not hanging out. So why is the stigma with the video game? They're doing the same thing, but they have a strategy. They have a game they're playing. They do invest time into leveling up things. And I think it's not the game. And parents are like, oh, we got to break the game. It's not the game. It's what's not happening outside of it that's really bothering people, because we see if you're living just through that character, you're not developing this character.
Yeah.
And that is the issue.
What's the easy fix?
Break the game.
Blame the game.
Yep.
Yeah, take the game away, right? Problem solved, problem fixed. It still doesn't address the real, deep down meaning, what's going on. Got to take responsibility. Why is your son or your daughter playing video games all the time? Mm-hmm. What are they not getting from you? What are they missing? And we hear this a lot with fathers, right? My kids, especially sons, is he addicted to video games. That's all he does is play. And I tell a lot of dads, get into his world, play that game with him, see what it's about, see what's going on, be a part of it, right? This way, when you say, oh, video games, he doesn't think, oh man, there's something wrong with me because I'm doing what every other kid likes to do.
Yep.
Play video games. this crazy new technology and graphics. And really, if you think about it, it's, it's technological advancement like we've never seen.
Mhm.
Like the graphics in video games are better than movies.
Yes.
It's insane.
I have a hard time with certain previews if I'm
Yeah.
watching a video game preview or a movie preview.
Yeah.
And these kids, they're in that world, which is it's like Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I'm the movie and the book I recommend. They're great, just stories to tell. But it's the future we're heading to, kind of like Wall-E. Where they had like all the fat people are just like they don't do anything. So Ready Player One is kind of how I see like the metaverse, all these different things, dude. I think virtual reality. I truly believe virtual reality is going to be the next large step that changes the world the way smartphones did.
Yeah.
If it gets the mass adoption, because people are going to live in that world.
Yep.
Their relationships, their connections. If we don't keep a fine line between that is entertainment.
Yeah.
That is fun. You go ahead, do your thing in there, have some fun, connect with those friends, ride a dragon on your metaverse world. Like, cool. That's all. Like, do those things.
You've been in the metaverse often.
I don't even know. This is all from Ready Player One. Like, if they can do that, that'd be awesome. But it's like, dude, I played a game of Madden with my kid. We'll go up, we'll have a whole day, and then we'll go play MLB The Show. It's just cool. Pick it up, put it down.
Why not?
Well, I think because, like you said, the surface level, it's easy to yell, stop playing your video games. What is there for me to do besides that? Go play with your friends. You won't drive me to my friends.
Yeah.
You don't want to go and hang out with my friends. You don't want to do anything with us. You just want to kick me out of the house.
My friends playing video games.
Yeah. And so it's just like the phone. What alternative are you offering them? And I think that's a good segue into what parents can do if their kid's already there. If your kid is already hooked, yeah.
I mean, with my son, we literally just, told him to go out, and he would knock on all the neighbors' doors, his friend's house, say, "Hey, can so-and-so come out?" And what I noticed, the parents were actually afraid to let their kids outside. They didn't want them. They would be like, "Oh, we'll go to you with the park, right?" The dad or the mom had to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that definitely ties into this, right? There's some level of paranoia, letting go of control, thinking that your kid is not equipped to go out into the world. And obviously that's a failure in parenting.
Mm-hmm.
If your child can't go out into the world and know which way to look when he crosses a street, or don't get into the shady white van with tinted windows, that's because you haven't been talking to him, right? It's a failure in parenting. But solution-based, getting back to what you were saying, it's engagement, man. It's connection. It's being connected to your kids. And a big part of that is your mental frame, right? How you see things. If you're not becoming overreactionary to them playing video games.
Mm-hmm. And
a lot of parents want to put limits. They want to, they want to have this schedule where you can take a poop here, you can play a video game here, right? This, you can brush your teeth. Now we're eating at this time. Let your kids, to a degree, do what they need to do. Be humans. Could you imagine if somebody controlled every minute of your life?
No.
But most people are in that matrix. Most people are at a job where the bell rings, they go, "Oh, it's 12:30. I can go and eat for a half hour.
I'm allowed to do something else."
Kids are in school. I raise my hand. I got to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
It's how we're conditioned. So if you want your kids to get out of that, it starts in your home. And it sounds silly, but it starts with not being neurotic and freaking out when they play video games. Find better ways.
Yeah, especially when you think about it like that, I try to provide the tools for something besides video games. And so I've shared, like, my kids' sports fund and their book fund is limitless.
Yeah.
You want books? I got you. You want football, baseball, whatever, with all that? I got you. Like, go ahead. These are great things. Go out and play, make experiences. These kids, their parents won't buy them a football, won't go outside and play catch, but they'll flip out that they're on the screen. You can't have that, because like the three, like, I'm pointing at you. Hey, you need to do this.
Yeah.
I got 3 pointing right back. I need to do this. I need to give you an environment from which you can flourish. I need to give you something a little more entertaining that will give you something to do. Kids want to go play. They don't need much to play. Literally, you can go in an empty yard, and play tag. You can do some racing. Yeah, you can race each other. You can jump. You can do flips. You can wrestle. There's so many things. You throw a ball into the mix. That's dodgeball. That's tag with the ball. You know, the run of the round. That's literally whatever sport the ball is. There's so much you can do.
And your kids will love that.
But they don't
start to do it.
But that takes time. And the parents aren't doing that. And so they're like, well, Get off the screen. Come play with me. No. So what do you want
I'm
me to
busy
do?
working.
So
You
I
don't
think,
understand.
sometimes I think we really do like hone in on the parent, but that's what's not happening. So like, oh, you guys are always, saying we got to do this, we got to do this. Society is, everybody else in the world is telling you don't have to.
Yeah.
That's why we have to say it. You have to see this isn't an issue with the kids. The kids these days are not the problem. You turn them into what they are. You created the environment in which the video game was the thing. And if your kid, that's their aim, they enjoy the game, that's fine. To just make sure that you there's some auxiliary things going on in their life. They still go and see their friends. They still make sure that their character is not defined by their video game character. Like, hey, it's great that you leveled up to level 100, but let's level you up to level 100. And what does that mean? Well, hey, you can be a strong person who plays video games. You can be jacked, you can be smart, you can be educated, and you can enjoy video games as your hobby. I'm not knocking the video game. I'm knocking the lack of anything else developed. In the same way that as a father, if all you do is lift weights, I'd say you need to do more.
Yeah.
Lifting weights, everybody's like, oh, that's
Read
a
a
great
book.
thing. But if that's all you do, then you're jacked, but you're not educated. You're not empathetic. You're not connected. All you do is lift weights. You're obsessed.
You grunt. That's it.
And so one addiction is not better than the other.
Yeah.
It's like, cool, I'm addicted to video games. At least it's not crack. It's still an addiction.
Yeah, but
you could weigh that,
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a good comparison, but you could say, an addiction is something that needs to be faced, regardless of what it is. Food, video games, whatever. If anything is pulling you that much, you need to find out why. And when you do, normally that goes away.
Yep.
You're like, oh yeah, I like my son is the example.
It's not good for me.
Or not even that it's not good for you. It's in moderate. I love the term moderation. You can play the game, to me, and I've always told them, like, I earn my rest.
Yeah.
I was like, we always earn our rest. So we can go play the video game. Just, did you do the things you had to do? And oftentimes that's your schoolwork, your workout, your reading, whatever. Like,
you have to be squared away.
Yeah, then go play. This is your free time for you to use.
In a way, that's teaching your child discipline. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's teaching them to manage their time. And it to a degree, you have to let them maybe become a little obsessed or maybe waste time.
Mm-hmm.
So they realize it, right? So they say, hey, I just spent all day yesterday playing video games. I didn't do my homework. I didn't brush my teeth. My girlfriend thinks I'm smelly because I didn't shower, right? So they get real consequences instead of saying, get off the computer, get off the video games. You're not supposed to be on it that long. They never learn themselves, right? It's always orders being demanded.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important sometimes to let them evaluate their own self. Let them understand, hey, this isn't good for me, right? I need to be doing something else. And a lot of people say, well, kids, they don't have that cognitive ability. They'll just sit in front of the screen for 3 weeks. They will if nobody's intervening, right?
There's
like
literally nothing being offered.
If you give a heroin addict a week's supply of heroin, guess what they're going to do?
Yep.
They're going to just keep doing it. Right? That constant fix.
I think that's a frustrating thing too, to admit, and this is something all dads need to really assess objectively. Are you more interesting than that video game?
Ooh.
Are you offering connection and love and discussions and just interactions that are more valuable? And I'm not going to say you're not a clown, you're not a dance monkey, but it's just something that provides more to the kid than sitting on that screen. I know I do.
Yeah.
I know you do.
What if you're not?
But if you're not, what can you change? The way you speak to your kid.
Yeah.
If all of the only time you speak to them is when you're barking at them, they don't want to hang out. You're not more interesting. You're frustrating to them because they're always doing something wrong or they're always being critiqued.
But you make them like you. You force them to like you.
Dude, the inability of men to objectively assess themselves and see how they are doing what their kids are doing really trips me out.
Yeah.
You're obsessed with that. I see you on Twitter post, not you, but like I'll see this dad, we've had these discussions and guys that I've worked with, through one-on-one coaching, I would go to their account and see what they're doing. I'm like, bro, you have been posting nonstop all day long for months. And you're telling me that you're mad that your kid's on video games.
Yeah.
Get off Twitter.
Be the example.
Get off social media. Go do something. Because you'll notice on their things, it's never photos. It's always like my thoughts, my anger, my political, my religion, whatever. I try to focus on photos. Just yesterday, I showed a photo of us, out there just chilling. Like, hey, what are you doing? It was a good shot. Check it out. But you put it in a position to where you can show I'm living this life. And not like, hey, look at me, but like, here are some receipts to just kind of show proof in the pudding. This is real. This is how I live. do that with your kids. Get off the fucking screen, and they'll get off the fucking screen, and you guys can go and have a great life that has nothing to do with electronics.
Accountability, man. It's taking ownership of your own life. How are your kids going to know which direction, which way to sail if you're completely a mess, if you're not owning what you're supposed to be doing? And I think that's the majority of what you see and what goes on. We hold the kids accountable when we don't hold ourselves accountable, right? Because how easy is it to just demand a kid to do something? And how hard is it to say, hey, you know what I see in my son or I see in my daughter, that might have something to do with me.
Yeah.
That's happening because of me, maybe, right? Otherwise, if we don't go that route, then we say, oh, that's happening because the neighbor's kid. That's happening because of the school system. That's happening because there's women burning bras in the street. Well, where does your kid lay his head down at night?
How did that get through your walls into their mind? And that's the thing. I'm the king. I'm alpha. I'm the man. All right, dude, lead your family. Oh, that's their problem.
Yeah.
No. You want to be the dude in charge. All of this is yours. Your relationship with your kid, the performance of the standard of your kids, they're looking at you. They're little mirrors. And it's just like in relationships, when you start to improve in all relationships, not just sexual, like friendships, family, when you start to improve, some people turn because you're a mirror to them. Well, your kids are doing things and they're a mirror to you. And so that inability to connect those drives me freaking wild. But again, if you're a dad in that situation and you're looking to improve, the steps to be taken start with you. And to me, step one, enter their world. I would say see what about the game brings it in, because then you can see what they like and what they're into. I really like that this guy can do that. Hey, you like that you're what the hell is that? Assassin's Creed. You like that he's a ninja? Dude, there's an American Ninja Warrior gym down the road. Yeah. How about we go learn what that guy does?
Can do that.
You know how easy of a flip that would be? And you tell him you're going to be just like this guy. The guy that you like to play, let's teach you how to jump like this or to do parkour or roll around. Bring them to a skate park. I'm just saying, man, like I did that with the kids. I'm like, hey, let's go to this American Ninja Warrior gym. Dude, they went nuts. That's funny. And not because they played Assassin's Creed, but because it's just a cool thing to do. Yep. But I could see a kid really digging that, or showing them the American Ninja Warrior show. Hey, let's sit and watch the show. Watch these real people doing this. And then maybe they'll see, oh, shit. Instead of playing this character, I could do these things. Yeah. And I can get my friends and we can build a whole ninja squad. We're running around like, dude, kids are awesome. They adapt real quick. They change real quick. But it starts with who's leading them. And you have to give them another option. And so, I love Madden. Cool, let's go throw the football around. Hey, and while you're playing catch, so which team do you think was ranked poorly? Which team do you had the best? Get in their world and start talking to them. And then slowly they'll be in your world. And there's your world, their world, the mesh. And now it's each other's world. Yeah, it's not hard to do.
It's not hard to do.
It isn't.
A little bit of effort, right? A little bit of thinking outside the box. And you can completely change the environment in your family. Mm-hmm. You can change how you react to things or overreact. And it's no good for anybody, right? Even though we're talking video games, it's really the big picture, right? It's how you're building and shaping, right? Those walls we talked about, what goes on inside them, who's in control.
Yeah.
Right. We, as fathers, we need to stay in control. We need to know that we are that powerful, right? That we have that influence. This way, our kids can grow up and understand that they have power and influence in their own life. We got to show it to them. It's as simple as that.
So if you're a dad and you're looking to bring this to your home, you're looking to change things and elevate the standard of which things are operating, maybe help your kid break the video game addiction, and you have a specific situation or something you're looking to break down, drop the comments below, shoot the DM, our social media is down there. You can reach out to us, let us know what it is you're going through, and we can work together to get it fixed. Again, it doesn't, like Anthony said, it doesn't take that much effort to do this. You just have to, A, recognize the issue, and then B, come up with a game plan. Both of those take you starting, you taking that first step, you assessing like, all right, I'm not going to yell and break a console. I'm not going to throw a console into a pool or flip out or shoot it with a gun. I want to connect with my kid. And we're going to start getting them to understand like they are the greatest character they'll ever play in their life. They're the hero of the story they're living, and they're in it. And so the video games are not the problem. The video games are not the issue. The video games are your way of seeing that there is an issue. And it's easier to catch it there than a lot of other things kids could be doing. So look, your kid's into video games. I get it. Maybe it's taking up too much time. I get it. Let's not make it a big deal. let's just get you guys reconnecting, back in action. And if you like the content, make sure you like, subscribe, spread the good word, because a lot of people are stuck in this rut. But if we work together, we can enjoy video games healthily, as well as forging stronger bonds with our children. It's been another episode on Oak and Rock Fatherhood.
Oak and Rock, baby.